Lovely boat this. There's a bit of a history to her as well. She's called Miranda. She's a 50-foot cruiser stern narrowboat built in 1973 by Ferny Marine and fitted out by the original owner. It's been in the same hands since she was built 52 years ago. She's been on the same berth at the Middle Cruising Club at Titchmarsh for her entire life, and she's been so well looked after. She's been out of the water every 2 years. She hasn't been blacked. The owner believed in anti-foul painting, but that's been done every 2 years, and the superstructure's been painted every 2 years as well. The chap who fitted her out was an engineer, so she's been really well put together, been really well looked after. The stainless steel water tank is in the bows there. Well decked 4 feet 4 inches long. We'll have a look at that when we go through the boat. The crash cover's in good condition. As I say, she's had so much paint on her in her lifetime and anti-fouling paint on the hull. She did have a survey actually for insurance purposes in 2014, so 11 years ago, but she was sound. And the cruiser stern deck measures 8 feet long, so really good space with a seat across the back there. Right, the engine in here, it's cocooned engine. That's a picture of it cocooned, so it's nice and quiet when you're motoring, and that's uncocooned. It's a Kubota 6-cylinder, 60 horsepower, so this boat is great for rivers. She's got some oomph. There's a white box at the top of the screen there is a Mace generator, so that'll give you 230 volts through the boat. Stepping back on, there's a storage locker there, and the inside of that lifts out to give you access to the generator. The gas bottle is in the left-hand locker there, that red circle, and there's a spare locker for another cylinder in the other locker there. Now there's a bow thruster on this boat. I'll just show you this. This is the first boat I've ever seen with a speedometer. You can see we're not moving. That's interesting. There's a bow thruster, and the actual controls for the bow thruster are on the end of the tiller. You take the cap off and you've got a rocker switch there to... That little pole there, he was an engineer I mentioned, so he's fashioned a barbecue stand that fits in that pole, or you could put an umbrella in it. Anyway, into the boat we go. There's various electrical isolation switches in there, along with a lot of storage. Under my feet is a huge storage locker. Not lifting it for the sake of the video, but it's there. And into the bedroom. The bed itself is fixed double, measures 6'3" by 4'5". Under there, unusually, is a massive diesel tank and also the bank of batteries. There's undergunnel lighting here. The batteries there's two 225 amp hour domestics. You've got 450 amp hours of domestic power. A few shelves at the foot of the bed on that side of the boat, and over here there's a storage cupboard. And under that there's the Nusiak Recycle washing machine. That does run off the inverter, which is also under the bed. The inverter's a 3 kilowatt Victron Phoenix multi-inverter charger. That's the view down the bedroom. The bedroom, I don't think I said, measures 11 feet 10 inches long, so it's good space. Into the galley, there's a roof light there that opens. So it is an unusual layout, this boat, but I think it's really cosy and quite interesting. The cooker itself is a Bompani oven grill and 4-burner gas hob. The fridge is a cool zone 230 volt fridge with a freezer section. And on the port side of the boat, the sink. Nice window above it, so it's quite nice and light, and storage cupboards underneath. The galley measures 4 feet long. So it's cosy, but everything in here that you need. Right, into a little corridor area. There's a side hatch with a roof hatch and steps. Another radiator there. I'll talk to you about the heating in a minute. Electrical isolation points here, along with various gauges. And on the other side is the bathroom. The loo itself, this is a Jabsco macerator, so it's a pump out loo, but it also has a valve you can turn to turn it into a sea toilet. Now, I'm not sure that's allowed anywhere in the UK anymore, but the option's there if you were somewhere where you could use it. Into the saloon, 11 feet 10 inches long. There's a solid fuel stove here. Now that heats the water, there's a back boiler on it, so that also heats the water and the radiators. There's a television there, 23-inch Samsung TV. There's a DVD player and a skybox as well. It's really cosy, this room. 11 feet 10 inches long. A couple of cosy armchairs and a single dinette. There is a demountable table, which you can see there. This turns into a spare single berth as well. And that table will also go in the well deck. You can see another Desmo leg hole there. Little porthole in the front, that's quite sweet. I can just about stand up in here, so that's quite nice. Right, back through the boat we go. The engine was last serviced in 2024. Haven't mentioned that, it's been used very little since. Central heating. There's the Eberspacher diesel-fired central heating system to 4 radiators. The back boiler heats the stove as well. And the hot water, as I said, is heated by the engine. There's an immersion heater, the back boiler, and also the Eberspacher, so 4 forms of hot water. LED lighting throughout. I've mentioned the generator for 230 volts, but you've also got the 3 kVA Victron inverter. And the 12 volts is the batteries which are under the bed. I forgot to show you this cupboard on the way through, so there we go. So she's an old boat, but she's been really, really well looked after throughout her entire life by the same owner. And I think she's going to make somebody really comfortable. I mean, she's a liverboard, a really comfortable liverboard, or just a holiday home. So there we go. For further photographs, fully downloadable colour brochure and the price, go to our website www.rugbyboats.co.uk.